What's up for May? This month, a rocky planet roundup and a super blood moon eclipse. Beginning mid-May, if you can find a clear view toward the western horizon, you'll have an opportunity to see all 4 of the rocky inner planets of our solar system at the same time, with your own eyes. Starting around May 14th, cast your gaze to the west about half an hour after sunset local time to see if you can spot Mercury, Venus, and Mars. And well, Earth is kind of hard to miss. To see near the horizon, you need an unobstructed view, free of nearby trees and buildings. Some of the best places for this are the shores of lakes or the beach, open plains, or high up on a mountain or tall building. In addition to the planets, from around the 14th through the 17th, the crescent moon joins the party for a lovely planetary tableau. Now, Venus will be really low in the sky. It'll be easier to observe on its own later in the summer, but for now, take advantage of this opportunity to observe all of the inner planets in a single view. May 26th brings a total lunar eclipse. Over several hours, the moon will pass through Earth's shadow, causing it to darken and usually become reddish in color. The red color comes from sunlight filtering through Earth's atmosphere, a ring of light created by all the sunrises and sunsets happening around our planet at that time. Because of the reddish color, a lunar eclipse is often called a blood moon. Just how red it will look is hard to predict, but dust in the atmosphere can have an effect. And keep in mind there have been a couple of prominent volcanic eruptions recently. Lunar eclipses take place when the moon is full, and this full moon happens when the moon is also near the closest point to Earth in its orbit, often called a supermoon. Unlike solar eclipses, which you should never look at, it's safe to view lunar eclipses with your eyes. And unlike solar eclipses, which tend to have a narrower viewing path, lunar eclipses are at least partly visible from anywhere on the planet's night side. Now, eclipses happen at the same moment, no matter where you are on Earth, but the time your clock reads during the eclipse depends, of course, on your time zone. The best viewing for this eclipse is in the Pacific Rim. That's the western parts of the Americas, Australia and New Zealand, and Eastern Asia. For the US, the best viewing will be in Hawaii, Alaska, and the western states. For the eastern US, the eclipse begins for you during dawn twilight. You may be able to observe the first part of the eclipse as the moon just starts to darken, but the moon will be near or on the horizon as Earth's shadow begins to cover it. The farther west you are, the more of the eclipse you'll be able to see before the moon sets that morning. Those in the western half of the country will be able to see almost the entire eclipse. So if you're in the path of this eclipse, check your local times for the best viewing near you. And if you're in the US, be prepared to get up early if you want to see this rare celestial event, a super blood moon eclipse. Here are the phases of the moon for May. You can catch up on all of NASA's missions to explore the solar system and beyond at nasa.gov. I'm Preston Dykes from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and that's what's up for this month.
The Hubble Space Telescope, for its 31st birthday, has captured a glimpse of an incredible star, one of the brightest stars in our galaxy. This giant luminous blue variable star, known as AG Carinae, is huge, 70 times more massive than our Sun and shining with the brilliance of a million suns. The star is surrounded by a glowing halo of gas and dust. This vast structure was created from giant eruptions from the star about 10,000 years ago, creating an expanding shell that is now nearly 5 light-years across, similar to the distance from our Sun to its nearest neighbor star. The outbursts expelled the star's outer layers, blowing out material nearly 10 times the mass of our Sun. The nebula around the star from these ancient eruptions is being impacted by a powerful wind of charged particles flowing out from the star at 1,000,000 kilometers per hour, 10 times faster than the nebula itself is expanding. As this outflowing gas slams into the slower-moving outer nebula, it creates a snowplow effect, clearing a cavity around the star and sculpting structures in the nebula. Searing radiation from the star is lighting up the nebula, as seen by Hubble in both visible light and in the ultraviolet light that can only be seen from space. Red colors indicate glowing hydrogen gas laced with nitrogen gas. At the upper left in the image, the diffuse red glow shows a region where the stellar wind has broken through a tenuous region of material and swept it into space. Blue features, shaped like tadpoles and bubbles, are dust clumps shaped by the stellar wind and illuminated by the star's reflected light. This incredible image from the Hubble Space Telescope shows how even one star can be incredibly beautiful and powerful as it impacts its surrounding environment. Since Hubble orbits above the Earth's atmosphere, it can give us a clear, detailed view of this kind of awe-inspiring beauty and activity in the universe. For the past 31 years, the Hubble Space Telescope has changed the way we think of space and our place in the cosmos. Hubble has revealed an incredible diversity of stars and gives us pristine views into beautiful interstellar nebulas where new stars and their surrounding disks of dust and planets continue to form. Looking even deeper into space, Hubble makes it possible for us to see across billions of light years, revealing ancient, adolescent galaxies that we can compare with our own Milky Way. Hubble is even refining our understanding of the age of the universe and its rate of expansion. It sees the telltale effects of mysterious black holes, dark matter, and dark energy over time. In the past year alone, Hubble revealed a large concentration of small black holes nestled within the heart of a globular cluster of stars. It rewound the clock to calculate the age and site of a supernova blast. It also detected a possible new second atmosphere formed on a distant exoplanet. And closer to home, Hubble spotted a comet lurking near Jupiter and its Trojan asteroids. These are just a handful of Hubble's recent discoveries. Hubble remains in excellent technical health and is expected to continue its exploration of the universe for years to come. From 1993 to 2009, there were 5 astronaut servicing missions for repairs and upgrades of the telescope. These, along with an ongoing crew of attentive experts on the ground, are keeping the telescope today at the peak of its scientific capabilities. You can find out more about the Hubble Space Telescope at the website nasa.gov/Hubble and on social media @NASA Hubble.